Is the replacement of Darnell Savage and Ronald Darby going to be better than Darius Williams and Rayshon Jenkins? I don't know. I really don't. Is the replacement of Ryan Nielsen over Mike Caldwell going to make those guys better than the other two down the stretch? Because I would submit down the stretch from December 1 on, and I'm having this conversation last night at Sunset Grill. I'll just have it with you guys right now. Because remember, we were arguing about how good Darius Williams was first part of the season, some of the games that he helped his team win.
Right.
He was a contributor. Okay? Well, let me just take you back to December 1, Monday Night Football, when this team had everything in front of them, potentially the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they let Jake flipping Browning throw for 300 and a gobble yards. That right there is the evidence that I would submit to start my argument. And it just went south from there. They let Jake Browning, old man Flacco, Flaccosaurus, as Pross called him, flipping Flacco as I call him, they let Baker Mayfield throw all over him. Baker probably got a contract off of this game. Remember, the day after Christmas, he torched the secondary and looked the real part, the real deal at quarterback down there. You guys remember this now, right?
I remember.
And so that's what you have to ask. Are they going to be better on the back end of the squad? So let's start doing it.
That goes both ways, though, man, because they need a pass rush, too.
Oh,
if
yes.
they're not getting a pass rush, it's a lot harder for those guys to cover. So.
Quarterbacks didn't get touched, hardly.
I blame the front seven as much as the back four.
And you're right. It's a plus. It's who's applying pressure to the quarterback to make him make a decision quicker, and it's how long can those guys cover. There's no question. It's both of them. You got to have that combo, and you have to hold off guys when you're blocking.
Yeah.
And you hope you hold them off long enough.
Well, the Jaguars didn't have a third wheel. They had two essential bookends, but they didn't have any help. I mean, the interior of their defensive front only got, 5.5 sacks all season? I mean, they needed an extra rush guy. They needed a nice rotational guy with Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. They tried to get Smoot.
Yeah.
I mean, Smoot was,
He was hurt, unfortunately, coming back from a significant injury.
Everybody else, they had no help on the edge especially.
And, again, I want to make this very clear.
Yeah.
17.5 sacks. I mean, don't expect that every year. Like just because he got paid, don't all of a sudden think he's going to give you 17.5 again. So, if he gets 17.5 again this year, it'll be an unbelievable feat.
Right, and he may be embarking on that type of career. He might.
Well, here's what. Listen, if he gets 12.5 and we got 60 sacks, I'll take it all day.
Yes, all day long. Yes,
because he needs to look at the rest of his unit, his team, and Ryan Nielsen. Nielsen, when he came from Atlanta, we used his presser when we basically listened to what he had to say, and nothing deep, nothing cheap, and then also the fact that nobody on the Falcons roster had more than 7 sacks, but a bunch of guys had at least, a half dozen. And so I like the idea of what you're saying. Josh has got to get double digits again. Trayvon just needs to keep developing and get, because that was special, him getting to 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but think about it. We've said this. 2 guys got over 27, and the rest of the team barely got a dozen.
Right, and here's another thing I want to be very clear about this. That doesn't mean I'm letting him off the hook like all he needs to get is 10. No, I think to back up that contract, he needs about 12, 13. He needs anything over like 12 and a half, I think is he's earned the contract. Because he's going to get the pressures too.
Right.
He's going to make it easier for Trayvon Walker. He's going to make it easier for Eric Armstead. Things like that, Devin Lloyd coming off the edge. But he's got to get to that like 13 and a half, 14 number where you're like, all right, I'm good with the money they gave him. He's the productive guy.
Yeah,
like 10 is not going to do it for me. He gets 10, I'm going to be like, I'm with you, sir. If he gets 10 and they get 60, I'll be all right with that.
Yeah.
But if he gets 10 and they still have 40,
I got problems.
That's a problem.
I mean, he's living. It means he's living fat off the hog. Let the money get to you.